Maximum salary that I've seen for a fresher. I'll tell his story that he started freelancing, and then through freelancing he got like a full-time opportunity. He is earning around 80 lakh base even for remote jobs. So what I personally would recommend is build a combined profile. By a combined profile, I mean not just if you're just confined to backend, don't just remain confined to that. In startups, it's not like you'll just apply and you'll get a reply back or something. Startups may it's like they hire on only when there is some vacancy or some need. They have this need based hiring.
So remote jobs is one of the hottest topic that we have seen in the recent days. Everybody is looking forward to get a remote job where you can sit at the comfort of your home, work for a company, not in India, but get paid in that US dollar salary. So this is something that has created a lot of hype. And in this video, we are going to break a lot of myths. We'll try to understand it better from somebody who's already doing a remote job just out of college. How easy is it for a fresher to get a remote job? Talking about what is the interview process of a remote job, be it how similar it is to a normal SDE hiring, or how different it is. What are the advantages, disadvantages of a remote job? So we have with us Anmol Virdi. He's currently working with a US company known as Rapid Fort. So we'll try to get a lot of insights out of him. So thank you Anmol for coming here and sharing your journey. I would just wanted to have a brief introduction.
So thank you Arsh for having me on your channel. So hi everyone, I am Anmol Virdi. I'm a recent graduate from NIT Jalandhar, and I have been working at Rapid Fort since last 1.5 years. Talking about my previous experience, I've also worked at Oracle, ISRO, and a Singapore-based startup. My current tech stack revolves around backend and DevSecOps. And regarding Rapid Fort, the journey has been really remarkable, and I've experienced exponential growth. Other than that, I also have a YouTube channel. I've just started it. So yeah, that's about
Great. So you said you worked at Oracle also, right? And now you're working in a remote company. So what's the difference?
So I mean the difference that was the only reason why I joined Oracle. I just wanted to have a taste like what it's like to work in an MNC versus in a startup. So what I realized is there is a lot of there are like around 5-6 differences. Let's just say in a startup you have to work under very minimal supervision, right? And you have to deliver everything correctly. In an MNC, you have a lot of guidance involved, and whenever you need help, you can just reach out to anyone. And everything comes from several levels of approval, and I mean, you can get all the guidance that you need. But in a startup, you have to be really self-motivated, and you have to, do everything on your own and be accountable to whatever you have done. Apart from that, yeah, I think it's pretty much similar, but the kind of exponential growth that you want is more the chances are more in when you're working in a startup. The other thing that I felt is in an MNC, when you maybe mess something up, there is always a lot of mentors and a lot of seniority available to guide you to maybe fix that. But in a startup, when you do that, you have to bear the consequences. So I mean that's not what happened to me, but I've seen it with my colleagues in some other companies. Yeah.
Understood. Perfect. So we talked about the differences, but the most important thing, right? Everyone is fascinated about those thumbnails of, let's say, 2 crore salary or a 4 crore salary or XYZ. So if I just wanted to understand what are the salary ranges for remote jobs, like what is the bare minimum salary that somebody can expect? What is the maximum salary that somebody can expect? What is the maximum salary that you have seen maybe for somebody who is an experienced candidate? So what are the salary ranges somebody can expect?
So remote jobs there are 2 kind of remote jobs. One is you are working in a remote working as a remote developer in a company whose office is in India. Then you'll get salary like around maybe 1.5 times at max as compared to working in office in the same company or some other companies that are offering similar salaries. But when you're working in a startup which is abroad, maybe in Canada or US, then you can expect anywhere around 30,000 US dollars to 50-60,000 US dollars when you're working as a junior developer, when you're entry level or a fresher. And the maximum salary that I've seen for a fresher, I'll tell his story that he started freelancing, and then through freelancing he got like a full-time opportunity. He is earning around 80 lakh base, and that's it. And I think he has a couple of more freelance work which he is representing as jobs. So I mean at max it's around 80, but average you can expect around 30-40 US dollars.
जैसे कि हम बात करें रिमोट जॉब्स की, तो रिमोट जॉब के साथ तुम्हारी स्किल्स अपग्रेड होना बहुत ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है। एंड आई एम हेयर टू टेल यू अबाउट 390 चैलेंज बाय गीक्स फॉर गीक्स। इस चैलेंज में तुम्हें क्या करना है, कोर्स लेना है गीक्स फॉर गीक्स से, एंड अगर तुम वो कोर्स 90 डेज के अंदर 90% तक कंप्लीट कर लेते हो तो यू विल गेट 90% रिफंड। यस, दिस इज अ विन विन फॉर बोथ ऑफ यू। यू विल गेट टू कंप्लीट वन कोर्स इन 90 डेज एंड उसके साथ तुम्हारा 90% रिफंड भी तुम्हें मिल जाएगा। तो इसके बारे में जानते हैं वीडियो में कौन कौन से कोर्सेज पे। सो एज यू कैन सी ऑन द वेबसाइट, देयर आर मल्टीपल कोर्सेज दैट आर देयर इन दिस 390 challenge. You will get 90% refund in 3 steps. First step is take a course, complete 90% of the course in 90 days, and you get a 90% refund. You can see multiple courses: DSA development, full stack development, Gate, complete machine learning. All of them are under this particular category. Live courses, be it tech interview from DSA, system design, software testing, Java backend, complete interview preparation. So you can check out multiple different courses. All of them are in this particular. The link to check out is there in the description. If you are planning to take any of these courses, this is the perfect time for you. Make sure you do check out. Somebody grows in this, right? You have, let's say, 2 years of experience, or you gain 3 years of experience. So how will this grow? What would be the pace of growth here?
Yeah, so in a startup, especially US startups have this thing that if you really do well, you get rewarded with a lot of exponential growth, and you'll get rewarded in terms of money as well. So I would say in MNCs you get stocks and all those things, right? But in startups you get something called options that has the power to be, they get multiplied whenever they raise another funding round and all. So you have this option to maybe sell it for, let's just say you got options for like 13 or 15 lakhs, but after like 5 rounds of funding you can sell it for like 80, 90 or maybe more than 1 crore. So that is one advantage. The other advantages are that the salary is like, I would say, yeah, you can expect exponential growth in your salary as well, depending on the type of work you have done. But on the other hand, if you do really bad in a startup, there are chances that you will be laid off, because they cannot just have someone and just pay them for nothing. They want a lot of, their expectations are a lot.
Got it. So generally, if we talk about the hiring process of any company, right, we talk about certain parameters. Let's say somebody who's from an IIT or somebody who is from an NIT or premium colleges, he or she is like liable to get a good placement, or a good company would come to hire, right? CGPA is one of the factor that comes into picture. Like you should have a bare minimum of CGPA to be eligible for this company or shortlisting for this company. So what are certain things that you feel are important, or is there some discrimination really made on CGPA or on college tier when it comes to remote jobs?
The point is that you need to do something exceptional in any way. Like you have some very exceptional open source contributions, or you have some exceptional experience, or maybe you have some exceptional certifications, like you're Kubernetes certified or maybe Docker certified or anything. Also these US companies, they will see some high level points as much as they can. Like if you're from an IIT or an NIT, right, the name speaks for itself, and maybe they will prefer you above the other candidates who are from tier 3. And other than that, maybe if you have some internship in a very popular company which is very known, that also adds up a lot, because they won't know about any Indian startups and all, but they'll know about that okay, he or she has worked at Amazon or Google or something. So that adds up a lot. Other than that, I would say you need a lot of you need a profile especially to represent or to apply. Yeah, that's it.
And when we talk about finding remote jobs, right, what is your go-to thing when you maybe would look for a next job? Or is it more of new job portals that are there for remote jobs? Is it a referral that works here? Is it cold emailing that works here? What exactly would you consider which is the most relevant thing if somebody is looking out for remote jobs?
Okay, so regarding portals, I have not I don't trust any portal for now except AngelList. That is now well found, because you build if you build a really nice profile there and you apply to companies, you will get a lot of reply backs. But yeah, other than that, I don't think anyone. There is one more, Y Combinator Jobs. They have a jobs portal as well, but the competition is very high there. But if you get selected, congratulations, you're working in one of the very prominent startups around the world right now. And other than that, I used to do a lot of I used to follow a lot of tricks. Like I never used LinkedIn jobs portal. Instead, what you can do is, even on Twitter, you can search for some particular keywords like hiring SDE, share resume, or share CV, or something, some similar combinations. And then you go to posts and then use the latest filter. And then you can see that some CTOs or some recruiters or some remote some people who are working remotely, they've posted something very short like, hey, my company is hiring for this role, interested candidates can share their CV at this email. So they have mentioned their own work email or maybe some personal email, and you'll see that, okay, it only has like 5 or 10 likes or something. So the competition is very less. You just send your mail. If they like you, they will reply back with some assignment or with some direct interview or some OA. And yeah, that was what I used very very much during my third year and final year. And apart from that, there are other things that you can do. I mean, you can join any good Discord community. They always have a job opportunities channel where you'll see a lot of people have posted job opportunities, and they'll just say that it's not available on any job portal or even on their own career site. You can just reach out to that guy with your resume, and if it's up to the mark, you'll be selected.
And when we talk about cold emailing, right, how it works and what are the things that one should do or not when it comes to cold emailing?
Okay, so cold emailing is very popular right now, but I'll say so cold emailing is like you identify some potential folks, maybe recruiters, maybe CTOs, or some other like some people who have a very nice role in a company and they are hiring, they've posted about it or something. You reach out to them with your CV, and it's not like there are two ways. Either if there is already an opening on their career site or some job portal, you can just ping them along with that and ask for a referral, or maybe if there is some other way. And other than that, there is another way, that if there is no opening but you are still interested in that company, you can just reach out to them with your CV and say that if my profile aligns with any roles that you are currently hiring for, or maybe in future you'll hire for, please consider me or please let me know. Right? So in startups, it's not like you'll just apply and you'll get a reply back or something. Startups it's like they hire on only when there is some vacancy or some need. They have this need based hiring. So let's just say there is some you applied to a company, you just said, hey, if my profile aligns with any of the roles that you're hiring for, please let me know. So after 3 months, they need a backend engineer, so then they'll reach out to you. So it's like you need to show up, you need to at least be placed in the queue, so that whenever they'll hire, they don't have time to they don't have 2 months or 3 months to maybe start a hiring drive or hiring process for someone. They just have like, okay, we needed it like as early as possible, within a week or something. So if you are in the queue, you will be considered. Yeah.
Let's take a scenario where somebody who is in first year or second year, he is listening to remote jobs every day, right? People talking about remote jobs, getting those salary packages in crores and something like that, and he like targets key after his college, he or she would definitely go for a remote job. So what all things he or she should do during his graduation years? Let's say, what should be an ideal thing that he should be pursuing whenever he is starting up, looking out for a remote job?
Okay, so regarding remote jobs, one thing that everyone needs to understand it's not very easy to crack. I mean, it's very rare that you will get a remote job, to be honest. Firstly, someone should focus on getting a backup offer, or maybe some offer in a very decent company, and then they can try their luck on remote jobs, because I would say it is based on your development skills, on your profile. Like that's like 60%, and the rest 40% is only based on your luck. Right? So I mean, I know some people who are really really good at development, but they are getting less, and some people who are really shit at development, but they are getting they're earning in crores. So that is one factor. So what you should do is, if you're in your first or second year, you should really focus on some open source contributions. You should not just I mean, I have seen some candidates who are aspiring to do remote jobs, but for now they just have very very basic skills. right now I don't think anyone there are a lot of people who are applying for that, and there's a lot of competition that will come in the coming years, even for remote jobs. So what I personally would recommend is build a combined profile. By a combined profile, I mean not just if you're just confined to backend, don't just remain confined to that. Explore other stuff. I mean, you can start with dockerizing your applications or maybe something, and then do a lot of open source contributions. DSA might help in some companies which have a lot of people. I mean, like in companies offering remote interns to, I mean, the company size is around, if it's around 1,000 or maybe more than that, then they might have DSA to as a first barrier of assessments. But after that, it's mostly based on your dev skills and your experience. So you should really be active on social media. You should really be connected by when you're in your third year, you should really be connected to some people who are working in these remote companies, right? You can maybe do some research on some this thing events, like there is this event called Disrupt by Tech Disrupt. Let me see. Tech Disrupt, because it's really important. TechCrunch. The event name is Disrupt. So it has around, I think, 100 to 200 top US based startups showing their products there. So you can just do a research like what all startups showed there. So I mean, you will be sure that okay, these are currently very prominent. You can then go to LinkedIn and build some really nice connections with the people working there, and some you can do some research on other events as well. So by your third year, you should have a really nice profile. You should have some open source contribution or a proof, or maybe a very nice project that proves that okay, you are very good at this. And other than that, I don't think there's anything else you need. I mean, it's after that, it's only on your luck.
Got it. Understood. So yes, it is preferable if you do DSA. It would be a plus point in some cases, is what I understood, right? Apart from that, whatever you are doing, try to increase the scope of your application. If you're a backend engineer, you should know about databases, you should know about front end, you might know about front end, or you might deep dive into DevOps. So try to build your skill set on whatever you know already, right? That might help you increase your scope of application, and that might that might help you improve on your luck as well, right? You are a backend engineer. Let's say you applied for a DevOps role and you are getting selected, but and internally you can move on to whatever role you want. So yeah, multiple things can happen. Understood. Coming upon to, let's say you have been working remotely for some time now, right? So if I would say, what are some of the perks apart from your salary that you have as a remote software engineer working out of India? So what is that, and are you currently enjoying it?
Okay, so this is very a subjective question. Like I would say, not remote jobs is not, what I've realized is remote jobs is not for everyone. Especially it's not for every fresher, because a lot of us, it's on personal level. A lot of us need some people need a lot of mentorship initially, and some people are they are good enough to, not good enough, they have this capability to maybe judge what's right and what's wrong in their approach. So if you are someone who needs a lot of guidance when you are working on a task, if you need every documentation, everything from someone, I don't think you should. I'm not giving this as a straightforward message, but you should consider that remote jobs will be tough when you'll join. Other than that, what I am personally enjoying is I'm enjoying there are stand-ups in every company. You attend that, and after that you get a lot of work. So it's remote jobs have this time flexibility that you can work during the day or during the night. They just want the tasks to be completed, the project that is assigned to be completed on time with everything on point. But you should be capable enough to do that. Maybe you can do it during their working hours, or maybe during your daytime and anything. Other than that, what I'm personally enjoying is the kind of work I'm doing. In a startup, whatever you are doing, you get you'll be able to see the results very very quickly, because personally I'll say I have been working on a lot of projects involved with with Docker, and whatever projects I've created or whatever products I've built, they are in production right now, and the feeling is really nice. But in an MNC, if you are mostly what happens in an MNC is you need to at least work for 3 or 4 years to gain a certain level of experience, a certain level of trust, to get an innovative project to work on.
So we have talked about all good things about remote job. Let's say there are some not so good things about remote jobs, maybe or maybe not. We'll have a perspective from.
So the major disadvantages working remotely is you will miss out a lot on office skills, on corporate skills. So I mean, that basically means you might lose a lot of chances to build a lot of connections, because I know people who are working in office and they get chance to meet someone new every day. I mean, they're building a lot of connections. But if you are aiming to build a startup in like next 10-15 years, or you are aiming to switch to an MNC in the next 10-15 years, these corporate skills are very, very important. So you might miss out on them. The other disadvantage that I have been repetitively saying is that if you are someone who needs a lot of guidance, a lot of mentorship while working on a task, you need a lot of help from seniority, then I think you might need to reconsider that remote jobs is a very good option for you, because here you have to work under consequences. If you mess something up, are bitter as compared to working in an MNC. Other than that, I mean, these are the major drawbacks. Other than that, it's really good.
Cool. So I guess a lot of things we have discussed, and it would be really very insightful for people who are looking out for remote jobs in terms of when they're starting out of in college, or when they're just out of college and looking out for remote jobs.